Looking at the FII flows in the last 12 months, India is down about 16,950 thereabout crore rupees, and month to date alone, we've lost about almost 1,600 crore rupees. So I think that story continues. While India is still outperforming year to date, month to date, we're starkly lower.
No, Aisha, I looked at the data in the morning and I said, हमारा समय कब आएगा? Look, it's been a good start for global markets. NASDAQ, S&P, other emerging markets. It's been a good start. Look at S&P two-day move, NASDAQ up 4%, S&P up 3%. In India, the underperformance I think is now visible. The underperformance is very obvious and flows are gravitating not from equities, but flows are gravitating to other emerging markets. Variety of factors are at play. The world fell apart in 2022, we were standing tall. The world is making a comeback, and that in a sense, stocks in other emerging markets are attractive, and that explains that when the fear of interest rate hike is receding, and when central bankers are turning slightly dovish, and the tone is not hawkish, money is gravitating back to markets which have underperformed, or fresh flows into India are just not there. Now that's the picture, just think about it. NASDAQ is up 9% this year, S&P is up 5%, and Nifty is jumping in the same place. And NASDAQ is a representation of Google, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft. These companies and these companies are laying off, they're cutting costs, yet these stocks are going higher. So what are markets telling you? That India did well in 2022, but that outperformance unfortunately is costing us right now when the world is normalizing.
Yeah, I guess it's always about the relative performance, right? I mean, if you look at the Taiwan market, for instance, which is largely electrical, technology, chip-heavy economy, look at the last 12 months. They've seen FII outflows of 41,533 crore rupees, and we're just equating into rupees crores just to put it into perspective and try and make that apple to apple comparison, if you will. And month to date, they've seen the biggest inflows of 4,500 crore rupees as opposed to India's outflows of 1,600.
Yeah. So what decides the flow pattern in the short term? Relative valuations and near-term scope of recovery. Indian markets will do well, so economy will chug along. But earnings are not going to be substantially upgraded for FY24. But for other markets, valuations are attractive and the world comes back. The earnings upgrade cycle, or the surprise for, let's say, other emerging markets is going to be greater and higher. That I think becomes this entire motivational factor for global money allocators not to look at India, which is expensive, and earnings surprise will not be there. In second half of this year, we'll start talking about the election, the political stage. So that in a sense is the reason why flows are not coming back into markets like India. It's unfortunate. I was hoping that we will get flows in terms of an allocation, but if this kind of a trend continues, we could be in a bit of a spot of a bother. Then you've got the local crowd. The local crowd is saying, let's wait till budget. If there is tinkering in the taxation, then you might as well come out. Once markets, might as well wait for the budget to be tabled and then take a view, because if you buy at these levels, stocks are not cheap and the margin of safety is not there. Bottom line here is that you are jumping in the same place. We are not participating in the global market. FIs are selling and they're going to other markets, and the local crowd is saying, we'll wait for the budget and we will come back, which means next 4-5 days, nothing big is expected.
But do you think that the budget would be that key turn of events, given the fact that as of now maybe valuations are not compelling? So would the budget change?
One is that what we spoke about right now is the headline index, Nifty, Sensex. But it's not that everything in the market is expensive and everything in the market is cheap. Look at banks, they are growing. Look at autos, they are making a comeback. Look at IT, selectively they are making a comeback. I think what budget will do, if there is no tax tinkering, it's going to be a mighty relief. You may see a bout of short covering rally, and what you may see is that budget, if there is nothing negative, if it's a no harm budget, then rather than the Nifty, it will pave way for individual stock outperformance. What we've seen in this earnings season, Aisha and Avan, is that whatever may be the company, whatever may be the outperformance, whatever may be the nature of the commentary, if it is good or if it is bad, markets are punishing it. If it is good, markets are getting ignored. Post budget, I think that will start getting recognized.